question will stir you today. Why have people been searching for truth, for liberation, and for peace for thousands of years? Why did sages meditate in the caves of the Himalayas? Why is it said in ancient Indian philosophy that Muni, silence, is the language of God? Just think about it. In today's world, we are drowning in social media notifications and noise. But if we stop for a second, there's a vast silence around us, just like in space. This silence is the real door to divine wisdom. Today, I'm going to take you on a journey where we'll explore the knowledge of ancient Indian sages, the nectar of philosophy, the mystery of the cosmos, and the divine power within you. And my friend, if you understand this even once, you'll play the game of life at a different level. Ancient Indian sages, yogis, and saints knew one thing very well. Noise breaks the mind, but silence builds the mind. Their way of life was completely different. They understood that every particle of the cosmos is a type of vibration. And when you enter into silence, you connect with that cosmic vibration. It is said in the Upanishads that where words end, God begins. Just think, the more we talk, the more we scream, the farther we move away from that source of knowledge. But those sages knew that silence is the real key. Do you know that the universe is completely silent? No matter how much you shout, your voice will not spread in space. Why? Because there is no medium in space that can carry sound. Now, think about it. Our inner soul is actually like that cosmos. No matter how much you chatter, the soul expresses its language in silence. This is the mystery. As vast as space is, the silence within you is just as limitless. In philosophy, it is said that when the mind becomes silent, the door to knowledge opens. Do you know why? Because words always pull you outward, but silence pulls you inward. In the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna said that the person who is silent within is the true yogi. That is, silence is not just being quiet, it's about stopping the inner commotion. The reality is, we're all surrounded by countless sounds every day. Social media, news, people's chatter, all of which fill our minds. But do you know that as long as you can't be silent, you haven't truly known your real power? For proof, look at Steve Jobs, Einstein, or the Indian saints Ramakrishna and Vivekananda. They all made major life decisions from the inner wisdom born out of silence. Ancient Indian yoga texts say that the human body isn't just a framework of flesh and bones, it's a living energy field. Do you know that a mysterious power lies dormant at the base of your spine? It's Kundalini Shakti, which is sleeping in a coiled state, like a snake. Now, the question is, how does this Kundalini awaken? The answer is one thing: silence. Because when you become still, the sound of your inner thoughts stops. The mind and body then begin to vibrate in a strange harmony. It is at this time that the Kundalini slowly rises, piercing the 7 chakras of the spine and taking you to Sahasrara, the door to divine union. For example, think of a radio. When all the surrounding noise is shut off and it can catch the right frequency, it plays music. Similarly, when your body is silent, the Kundalini can catch that cosmic energy. What did the yogi do? Ancient yogis practiced silence for days on end. They knew that if the mind gets stuck on external noise, the inner power can never be liberated. And they would enter into meditation, stop their breath and life force, and go into the internal silence, and that's when the Kundalini would awaken. My friend, this is the real game. People today think Kundalini is just some yoga pose or breathing technique, but no, the real secret is silence. The more deeply you learn to be quiet, the faster you can unlock the real energy. Now, let's enter where there will be silence and the cosmic sound of the universe, Om. My friend, listen. Today, scientists say that the entire universe is a type of vibration.
Every star, every planet, even every particle is continuously trembling. But the question is, if there are so many vibrations, is the universe really full of sound? The answer is no. The universe is silent. But within its silence, an eternal sound, Om, is born. Ancient Indian sages, through meditation, understood that when the mind is completely silent, a strange sound arises from within. It's not an external sound, but the inner vibration of the soul. They named it Om. What does science say? NASA scientists have recorded a kind of humming sound by listening to the waves in space. You'll be surprised to know that this sound is almost identical to Om. So what does that mean? What the sages heard thousands of years ago in meditation, science is finding today. Silence is the cosmic canvas, and Om is the first stroke on that canvas. When you meditate, your breath slowly decreases, your mind becomes peaceful, and that's when you can hear the resonance of the inner Om. For example, think about the sea. When the waves completely stop in the middle, a deep hum can be heard from within. Similarly, when the mind completely stops, the Om resonates within the soul. The real message: silence takes you to Om, and Om takes you to God. This is spiritual science. The core principle of ancient Indian philosophy is silence. My friend, let me tell you a truth. Every day you talk to hundreds of people, friends, family, office, social media. But have you ever talked to your own soul? The reality is, no matter how much we talk externally, our inner soul only answers in silence. What does ancient philosophy say? The Upanishads have a line that says, "The soul never speaks in words, it speaks in silence." What does this mean? If you keep searching for answers outside, you'll always be confused. But when you stop for a moment inside, that's when the voice of the soul can be heard.
What does a dialogue with the soul feel like? Think about a question going around in your head. What should I do in life? You ask 100 people outside and you'll get 100 different answers. But if you close your eyes and become still for a moment, a voice will resonate inside. This is the voice of your soul. It's not a word, but a kind of intuition. You will suddenly understand, this is my path. For example, Swami Vivekananda once said, "A power speaks inside me that cannot be expressed with words." This power is the voice of the soul, and to hear it, you need silence. The hidden science. When the mind is restless, the voice of the soul is suppressed. But when the mind is calm, that voice plays like a cosmic radio. The deeper you go into silence, the more clearly you can hear what your soul wants to tell you. Silence doesn't just mean being quiet outside. It means stopping the inner noise. Because when the inside is still, the soul begins to speak. My friend, this is the real power of silence. It is a direct dialogue with your soul. Now let's go where there will be silence and the mystery of time. My friend, think for a moment. We're all slaves to time. The clock is ticking, we're rushing to the office, to class, to meetings. It seems like time is always chasing us. But there's a surprising truth. Silence breaks time. Ancient Indian philosophy in the Upanishads says that when the mind stops, time also stops. What does this mean? As long as you are in thoughts and noise, you feel the calculation of time. But when you enter deep silence, time seems to dissolve. The scientific explanation. Do you know that time is a kind of relativity? Einstein proved that time is actually an illusion. Now look, when you enter silence, your brain waves slow down. Even if you hear the ticking of the clock, in your inner feeling, time stops. For example, have you ever been so immersed in meditation or prayer that half an hour passed, but it felt like only a few minutes? This is the magic of silence. You break the strict rules of time. The similarity with space. The universe has no real beginning or end to time. When you enter silence,
you are actually connecting with that limitless, timeless space. Silence is a time machine. The deeper you go, the more time will abandon you. And when you transcend time, you will be able to grasp the eternal truth. My friend, listen, nowadays people think power means influence, but these are temporary, external things. Real power is hidden inside, and the only door to unlock that power is silence. Ancient Indian wisdom. Yogis would say that the person who is connected to the silence within is truly powerful. Do you know why? Because silence clears your mind, focuses your energy, and awakens your dormant inner power. The scientific explanation. Today, neuroscience says that when you practice meditation or silence, your brain creates new neural connections. This means that the deeper you go into silence, the more you will gain confidence, clarity, and energy. For example, Gautama Buddha did 6 years of rigorous practice, but when he realized that noise wouldn't get him anywhere, he sat under the Bodhi tree in deep silence. And that's where his inner power awoke. He became the Buddha. Secondly, Swami Vivekananda sat in silent meditation on the seashore, and it was there that his inner power told him, "Arise, awake, and stop not until the goal is achieved." My friend, do you see? All truly powerful people got their power from silence. Silence is a kind of battery charger. The more you remain quiet, the more energy you will accumulate inside, and that energy will make you invincible. My friend, a question resides within everyone. Where is God? In a temple, a mosque, a church, or inside an idol? The real answer is, God resides within silence. Ancient Indian wisdom in the Upanishads says that where there is no sound, no form, no imagination, there is Brahman. What does this mean? As long as you are in noise, you are only seeing external things. But when you go into deep silence, that's when you begin to realize God. For example, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa would say that when a devotee is silent within, God himself comes and speaks to him. Mirabai said, "I danced and sang, but there was a strange stillness inside me, and within that stillness, I saw Sri Krishna." From a scientific perspective, today neurology says that when people go into deep silent meditation, the brain's default mode network turns off. At that point, the mind loses its boundaries. You feel that you are not a separate person, but that you have become one with the entire universe. The real experience. My friend, God cannot be known by reading books. He cannot be found in words, arguments, or logic. God can only be found in the depth of silence. When the mind is completely peaceful, the breath stops, and thoughts are lost. You will suddenly feel that I and God are not separate. Silence doesn't just calm the mind and awaken power. Silence takes you directly to God. This is the ultimate stage of spirituality. My friend, so far we've talked about the spiritual side of silence. But the question is, how do you use this silence in your daily life? Because just hearing the philosophy isn't enough. You have to use it practically.
In today's world, we are immersed in phone notifications and meetings all day. But if you take a 2-minute silent break 2 or 3 times a day, your mind will be refreshed. This is your mind's restart button. My friend, we all know that words spoken in anger do the most damage. So make a rule for yourself. When you get angry, be silent for 10 seconds. You'll see that you won't make the mistake of saying something that could have broken a relationship. Silence isn't just about being quiet. It's also about listening to others with a peaceful mind. When you listen to someone silently, they not only feel respected, but deep knowledge is also born within you. If you sit in stillness for 5 minutes at the end of the day before going to bed, your mind will release all the stress of the day and you will sleep peacefully. The next day, you will wake up completely fresh. Silence isn't just for meditating in the mountains. It's a power you can use in your daily life. The more you use it, the stronger, more focused, and more peaceful you will be. My friends, have you ever thought that silence isn't just for the peace of our minds, but an invisible bridge to communicate with the cosmos? Ancient Indian sages said, "That which cannot be grasped in words can be felt in silence. What cannot be held in words can be felt in silence." Now, let's dive into the mystery of that cosmic silence. Do you know there is no sound in space? Because sound can only travel through air or matter, and space is a vast vacuum. So, the question is, if there is no sound, is the universe silent? No, because the universe always speaks in vibrations and waves. What we think of as sound is just one layer, but the vibration deep within the silence is the cosmic truth. Ancient Indian texts say in the Upanishads, Nada Brahma, which means creation is the vibration of sound. But here, sound doesn't mean the language or noise we hear. Here, sound means the silent, inherent vibration. When you sit in deep meditation, you first hear silence, but then slowly, a subtle sound, an infinite mantra arises from within that silence, which the sages called Om. Every planet, star, galaxy, and even black holes in space are vibrating in an infinite silent symphony. But the fun part is, this music doesn't play in our ears, it plays in our soul. If you learn to be silent, your inner world will open up. You'll be able to hear that cosmic music, that cosmic rhythm that controls everything from creation to destruction. In today's world, we are so drowned in noise. Mobile notifications, people's chatter, a storm of thoughts, that the sound of our soul is completely covered. But if you can sit in complete peaceful silence for even 10 minutes a day, you will awaken a power that will calm your mind, sharpen your intellect, and awaken your soul. The lesson from philosophy, Advaita Vedanta, says that truth cannot be expressed in words. It can only be realized in silence. The more silent you become, the more the truth will be revealed within you. Because words are only for external communication, but silence is the language of the soul. A real challenge for you, my friend? Starting today, do a little experiment. Sit quietly for 10 minutes, every day. No music, no phone, no thoughts. Just you and silence. You'll see, at first you'll feel restless, but then slowly, a strange power will be born within you. That power is the cosmic secret of silence. It can change the course of your life and destiny. My friends, do you know that the silence within you is not just for your personal peace? Silence is not just peace, it is the cosmic bridge. It is an invisible bridge of connection with the entire universe. Ancient Indian sages said that silence is not emptiness. Silence is the source of creation. They knew that the power that is beyond words is the same power that holds the great void. Just think about it. In this cosmos, as far as you look, everything is a vast silence. Millions of stars, galaxies, and nebulae are all moving, but there is no sound. This proves that silence is not just empty, silence is the cosmic vibration itself. Now, listen to the real truth. When you connect with the silence within you, you will no longer be a separate person. You will become a part of the universe. Then your thoughts, your energy, and even your soul will merge with the entire cosmos. Science also says that there is a vast void inside every atom, and within that void lies the power of silence. So, just as you find silence when you look at space,
you will also find that same silence when you look within yourself. Philosophy says that the person who can become one with silence can light up not only their own life, but also the lives of others. Because a silent person doesn't just listen, they understand. And understanding is the power of creation. So today, I challenge you. Sit for at least 15 minutes every day. Be silent. No sound, no phone, no thoughts. Just feel the void within you, the emptiness. You will see, slowly, an infinite power will awaken within you. Because silence isn't just about being quiet. Silence is about meeting God. So, my friend, are you ready to awaken that cosmic silence within you?